All right, Coach, just some initial thoughts here on the game. Come out with a first set win, but obviously they battle back. You said, just go ahead.
Yeah, they were pretty scrappy, which is what I would have expected, and their hitters are very intelligent, and there were several times we needed to adjust to what they were running. They did a lot of switching around, which really uh, messed up our blocking. And when our blocking isn't on, then our defense can't do their thing because my defense is fantastic. So
Right.
it was. I mean, there were some breakdowns, which honestly I expected it a little bit because with all the switching, but that's usually something we overcome and figure it out. But they just kept on throwing different looks at us, and it was just hard for us to adjust.
Any one of the players, go ahead. I mean, what do you think about trying to make adjustments and trying to, accomplish what you're trying to, getting a good first contact? But go ahead, anyone.
Yeah.
Overall,
Yeah.
I mean, one of the disadvantages we had coming in is this team was from like the Midwest area. So where we saw a lot of like the Wisconsin teams,
Yeah.
it was kind of like we've never played them before. So when we were watching film, it was like a lot of combinations, a lot of switching, a lot of fastballs, and sometimes that's a little frustrating for the team because it's smart. It switches it up. It gives the opportunity for hitters to make a kill, and that's what they did today. They took the opportunity. While it's sad that we fell short, I think that there was still a lot of adjustments that we made throughout the game that allowed us to stay in it and stay with them.
Mm-hmm. And like, what are you proud of, especially coming back in the fourth and trying to make a run at the end and making it close? Anyone?
Overall, I knew we wouldn't fight till the very end. We would fight till the very end. We came up short, but I think we put up a good battle. We always said, like, respect our opponent, and we respected them, and we fought, and we did what we could. We just fell short this time.
Yeah, we're still very kind of inexperienced. Like this group has really been.
You're definitely building a
Yeah, I mean,
you're definitely building a program, right?
Yeah, these are all my seniors.
Yeah.
And like when we were going into this at film, I had everyone raise their hand who has played in an NCAA tournament game, and only 5 people raised their hand or something like that. So that's pretty tough in itself. So. We had, I think we played 6 players or 5 or 6 players that never had this experience, and frankly, it showed, and it's really hard to play at this level. It's much different being at a neutral site with that much magnitude. These girls get it, and it's kind of a learning curve on the program we're building.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully when we get back next year, we'll be able to take that step and start winning some games.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, a couple of things. So, unfortunately, got asked the sappy question. So,
Yeah.
5 years ago, this wasn't even a reality. I mean, finishing in the top third, top half wasn't there. So, senior class, looking back, what's your message for the classes coming up behind you, and how do they keep this kind of expectation going? Because again, this is the second trip in just 2 seasons that you've been at this stage. So I know expectations were certainly higher, but what's the message for the classes behind?
I would say just continue to build off of this and continue to build a culture that we want to see in future years of North Park volleyball. Because all of us will tell you, like, when we came in here, there was no culture whatsoever. Like, we built this from the ground up, basically. So I just don't want any team to get comfortable and to expect things. I want them to keep being confident and being just hungry to get more, like just going out there and wanting to do better, wanting to build off of each year, and that's the type of players and just attitude that we need moving forward to get farther.
And then just continuing to believe in yourself and believe in your teammates, because last year we had a goal to make it to the tournament, to the CCIW, to win that. And we, throughout the season, kind of were like, oh, maybe we can do this. and we were hungry and we were going for it, and then we did it. And then this year, that was our original goal, but along the way, we made amazing feats. We ended up ranking 13th. It's the highest that North Park has ever ranked. And coming into the tournament 2 years in a row, I think just believing in yourselves. You're gonna win games, you're gonna lose games. That's just volleyball. It's just how you adjust and how you continue to grow from those losses, from those wins. Because we played some tough teams. Like we've played NYU, we ended up losing in 3, but then we beat Hope in 5. So it's kind of like you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. How are you gonna adjust to it?
Coach, last one for you. Take this wherever you want. Best class, ideally, or essentially the best internal leadership I'm sure you've ever had, and this North Park volleyball program's ever had. So can you say some words about this class that's going out the door?
Man, Tyler, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, I mean, well, what else can you say? Because even when I told them, even when I brought all these kids here, I always have big aspirations, but I mean, it's kind of like, I think Reagan said, like, okay, we could actually do something here. So it's one thing is saying something, but it's another thing or actually doing it, and also like having people buy in. You know, like so four of these girls bought in from the get-go, and honestly, I think the hardest thing, you know, with Jenna is buying in, coming in as a transfer. You know, and for her, the situation wasn't always ideal, but she went out and she brought it. You know, Christina, I mean, can I even win without you? I don't even, I mean, this is like 8 years now coaching her. So, I mean, Reagan, I mean, we're hoping Reagan joins the staff next year. And Taya and Delaney have really been, I mean, Taya just, you know, from being like the resolution side, I mean, she always, like, she's the problem solver. And Delaney, I think a lot of players wouldn't be on this team if it wasn't for her and her help with the recruiting part of things, you know? So, I mean, it's a real special group, and like, I'm super sad, but I also know, like, I mean, like, some of them are talking about coming to Puerto Rico with us next year. So, I mean, it's not, it sucks, but it's not goodbye. Yeah, and you could tell. You could tell it's not goodbye.
Well, the last thing I have isn't a question. Mike gets a lot of the rub, his staff gets a lot of the rub. A lot of thank yous, but thank you to this senior class. I mean, what you've done in 5 years is unbelievable. It sets a new standard. The championships that you all have won along the way, the awards and the morale and the leadership that you've established it's really good to see for North Park volleyball. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.